Lot was given his pick of the land by Abraham in Genesis 13:9 through 11. Is not the whole land before you? Please separate from me. If to the left, then I will go to the right, or if to the right, then I will go to the left. And Lot lifted up his eyes and saw all the valley of the Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere. This was before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt as you go to Zoar. So Lot chose for himself all the valley of the Jordan, and Lot journeyed eastward. Thus they separated from each other. We might not think of this as a business deal, but for a man who has flocks and herds, choosing where one lives is very much a business decision. We tend to think that certain essentials in life can rightfully overrule any spiritual considerations. We sometimes line up these essentials in ways that make choosing badly seem like a virtuous choice. Let's take Lot as an example. A few verses after our first reading, we find these words. Now the men of Sodom were wicked exceedingly, and sinners against the Lord. Now I'm not saying that it was a sin for Lot to choose the valley where Sodom was. Lot was, after all, a righteous man, 2 Peter 2, 6 through 9. But that doesn't change the fact that choices have consequences. You probably know the story. Years later, God got Lot and his family out of Sodom and then had to destroy it. Looks like he came out all right, doesn't it? Well, look again. He lost all of his worldly possessions, which would have included his precious business assets. Although we can't be sure, he may have actually lost other children in the city. He ended up losing his wife. He lived in fear, moving from the city the angels allowed him to escape to and living in a cave. And the final indignity was the wickedness of Sodom that seemed to have affected his daughters, because they ended up committing incest with their father and bearing children. Well, that's terrible. But let's not miss the point. All of this was the result of a business decision. It was a choice. And while the choice itself wasn't sinful, the outcome was a tragedy. This little glimpse into tragedy teaches us that we should always keep God in view when we're making our choices.